Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The David Lopez Show, presented by Passion Park Entertainment. You already know what it is, what it is. What's up, everybody? It's good to be back. Hope everybody's enjoying their summer. It feels like summer out there. We got some hot weather, I noticed that I'm getting older because most of my conversations start with how the weather is now. Like when I'm working at the bar and I'm like trying to start up a conversation with somebody, it's always like, yeah, it was a really nice day out there, right? This is what old people do. This is where this is headed, guys. I'm excited to be back. I'm enjoying the hot weather. I love me some hot, sweaty weather. I enjoy that, actually. So we have a solo episode today. I'm gonna talk with you guys a little bit. But before we get into that, we got housekeeping as usual. You already know what it is. But we got some fun stuff. So this is a big week for me because I have a show this Friday. So July 5th, I'm at Uncommon Ground in Edgewater. There's two Uncommon Ground locations. So there's the one on Clark that's in Wrigleyville. We're not at that one. We're on the one on Devon in Edgewater, which is like Devon and Clark as well. So they're not too far from each other. But Edgewater. Uncommon Ground, 7 o'clock. I'm opening for Chad Price and Tiny Shoulders. And it's going to be an exciting show, real intimate. I really like the set list I made for this, and I'm really excited for the show. I think it's going to be a dope one. I like these like smaller rooms, different vibes. It's like a different area. I mean, I'm from this area of the city kind of. I'm from Rogers Park, which is like north side. Edgewater is a surrounding neighborhood kind of, but it's cool because I haven't had that many shows in that area. So I'm excited to get into that. So I'm really excited. I want to say thank you to Tiny Shoulders and Uncommon Ground for having me. So I'm excited about that. And to go with that, at that show on Friday, I'm going to be premiering a new record live. And I just announced it if you follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, or Twitter, or Facebook, or anything like that. So social media, I should have just said that. If you follow me on social media, you know that I announced that I'm releasing a new song next week. So on Monday, July 8th, I will be releasing my new single called Beautiful. Beautiful. It's just called Beautiful. One Beautiful. But it's produced by E-Word, who's produced The Comeback, All I Know, a lot of the songs off of my. If you follow me, you know E-Word because he's produced a lot of the records. So he's a super talented dude. So shout out to you, E. Appreciate all the work you do. I'm really excited about this song though. Yeah, it's like a different vibe, different approach for me. I made this long Instagram post about how a lot of my music seems to be sad. It's not all sad, but and I like sad music, so it's not like I'm saying like I regret any of that. What I'm saying is, or what I said in the post was like I started making music in a very therapeutic sense of it. Like that's kind of how I started it, and I feel like that's why a lot of that energy, like sad emo energy was translated into music because that's where it came from for me. Like, and that to me is important, and that's why I think I'll be making music for the rest of my life because I got it from a very real place. And this is still from a real place, this new music. But as I'm at a pretty good place in my life, I'm pretty happy. I'm getting married, all these things. Like I'm trying to translate that into how I write and how I create. So I tried to make a really uplifting, positive song that hopefully can be used in a lot of summery, uplifting environments. So I'm hoping for that. So anyways, you can pre-save that song on Spotify. It's actually my first single that I have the pre-save option that I've done on Spotify. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully you guys utilize that. I don't know how often that feature even gets utilized. So I'm curious to see. The only reason that this is my first song with the pre-save Spotify link is because I went through a different distributor. Different distribution avenue that I've done than I've ever done, and I'm honestly truly happy. So I think this might work out. So yeah, shout out to. So I switched over to for all my like music geeks and nerds and people who release music. I switched over to United Masters for this release. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but I figured I just started using them for some other stuff, and then I was like, all right, let's see how this distributing part works, and gone really smoothly so far. So I'm really happy with that. Not that I haven't been happy with how I've done things in the past, but the good thing about United Masters, I don't have to pay any money to release my shit. So like that, that's pretty dope. And you can expect more singles from me if that's the approach. So yeah. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Beautiful, coming real soon, Monday, July 8th. All right, and we gotta talk about our quick affiliate programs that we're with, our advertisers that we've been doing week to week lately. But first and foremost, I really want to talk about Diamond CBD. So I finally got my first shipment from them. I have it out there. I don't even have it here. I got a pen cartridge. I got one of these bad boys right here. Oh shit! Sorry guys, I just knocked the mic. I got a pen cartridge, like strawberry. It's actually awesome. And then I got gummies too, just CBD gummies. So Diamond CBD. And I honestly gotta say, I love it. Like, I mean, I smoke a lot of weed, so like, I'm high a fair amount. I can be foggy sometimes, but like, what I wanted to try with getting the CBD was like, if I get a pen cartridge. Like maybe I was trying to cut back on some of my morning smoking, you know what I mean? Like I wake up and smoke and I love it. I like that it gets me going, it gets things going. But like sometimes you wake up, you smoke too much, you get a little foggy and then it kind of can take away from some of the things you need to do, whether it's regular errands and shit like that. And, anyways, I was just trying to see how this would translate. Like me wake up, take a couple hits of the CBD pen, feel all right, but not as foggy. And honestly, the first couple days I've been using this, great. I love it. Like, it's awesome. Like, it's not the same as smoking weed, obviously. Like, I still want to smoke, like, when I want to smoke. Like, there's, like, yesterday I smoked when I woke, or not when I woke up, but in the morning after I worked out and stuff, and then at the way end of the night I smoked. But throughout the day, I was hitting the CBD pen. Really love it. Really big fan. So, I mean, I plan on re-upping on this pen cartridge, probably getting another one real soon. And I just want to say shout out to Diamond CBD. So if you want to support us and get some CBD, please go to passionparkent.com/diamond. If you hit that link and then go shop on there and get anything on there, you are directly supporting us. We get a little cut out of that. And you're getting a great product. So CBD, I'm all for it. So Diamond CBD, shout out to you guys. Appreciate the support and make sure you get your CBD. All right, and next we have Ticket Club. So Ticket Club is sweet. I actually just downloaded the app. Well, not just, but like recently downloaded the app, and I'm going to use them for a bunch of stuff. They are a membership ticket service. So like, we all get frustrated when you go to StubHub or wherever you get your tickets from, Vivid Seats or whatever, and it says $18 for the ticket, and you check out, it's like $32. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Why is there $15 in service fees? Ridiculous, right? Well, Ticket Club is this membership service, which is awesome. If you get an annual membership, you pay for it for the year, then you just buy your tickets for every event that you go to. So say you go to like 6 Cubs game a year, totally worth it. You're going to save, like, just paying the annual membership, you're going to spend the annual membership fee, which I think is like $50. You're going to spend that on service fees on tickets, like in 3 orders, not even, maybe less. So it's definitely worth it because once you get that membership, you eliminate all those service fees. Like you can save like 30% on all that stuff. So that's a really cool like option for tickets. If you go to a lot of stuff, I think it's definitely worth it. So and shout out to them because they've been very helpful with us in setting up the program and everything. So passionparkent.com/ticket club. If you use that link, you are directly supporting us. If you get a membership through that link, you are really supporting us. So that's really cool. I mean, but if you just buy tickets, you're also helping out. So, excuse me, geez. I just had my morning coffee and I'm burping up a storm here. So I want to say, get some tickets on Ticket Club. All right. And real quick, I'm going to also mention Splice. I know I've mentioned them before, but if you go to passionparkent.com/splice and you get any of their products through there, you are supporting us as well. They have samples. They have over 2 million samples. It's great for music makers. You're able to go through the largest library of samples, presets, and loops in the world. And you can get these plugins and samples and effects and all that on a rent-to-own basis, so it's very affordable. So for all my creators out there, Splice is a good option. So passionparkent.com/splice. Not to rush through them too fast, sorry. But shout out to Splice. And finally, last and most certainly not least, because they got some dope products, is Fab Hunt. So passionparkent.com/fabhunt. It's a fashion online retailer run by a team of young, creative, and beauty-obsessed entrepreneurs. They stock over 250 internationally renowned brands and boast a product portfolio of over 12,000 products. They have some dope shoes that like I don't see at stores around here, because they're not actually they're from the UK, I believe. That's where the store is based, and they have some like dope shoes that I'm about to order a pair that like I don't see around here and shit. Like so, that's a cool retailer. So, passionparkent.com/fabhunt. Shop through that link, and you are supporting us. And thank you to all you guys who support us, whether it be through any of these shopping avenues or whether it be through, liking a post, sharing a post, reposting anything, or just saying kind words to me. That shit means a lot. Yeah, and actually on that note, well, by the way, that's done with the advertisement, so thank you to all those guys. But on that note about the kind words, man, like I made, the post yesterday about with the single art and then about pre-saving the single and just like about how that single came about, and then the day before I made a post about it, and just I got some kind words from people that were just like, it's funny. I mean, I'm sure a lot of artists can relate to this. Like, you can have a bad day, and like just one of those comments about your art and shit, like it's chemically changing in your like body. Like it literally changes the chemicals that make you feel better. Like it like. Not every comment's gonna do that, but like I remember I wasn't even in a bad mood. I was just stressed out from work and from like doing all this shit. And then this girl comments on my post like, your voice is giving inspiration or something like that. And frankly, I mean, I'm pretty sure this was a real person because I looked into it. I mean, it could have been a bot, could have been a real person. I think this was real. That is so meaningful. Even if it wasn't real, you just got to take it at what it's worth, and it's valuable. Like that shit matters. Like those nice words. That's why it's like, why not just be nice? Because it's just helpful. That energy and it chemically changes how people feel and how people are constructed. Just niceness. This is coming from a complete idiot, by the way. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I think I know when I feel happy and good, and it's usually when things are going well and people are nice. So yeah, that's what I want to say about that. That was cheesy and all of that. All right, so I briefly talked about the new single "Beautiful" and just about how the creating of that, and yeah, that was I just wanted to touch on that. Yeah, it was a cool process trying to focus on making sure that I don't veer off in my writing into some more, I don't want to say darker, but like maybe deeper or I don't even mean deeper, because the bars on this new song "Beautiful" are deep and are very meaningful, but like like when I'm writing like it can easily veer off into something else if you don't stay on the same track, so like one bar can change how the whole course of the verse goes, and I'm sure other writers can relate to this. Like it can literally change the course of the whole verse. You know what I mean? Like you can have the first two lines like that are like going one way, and then you say something about like but when I roll up I get sad, or like I don't fucking know. That was a terrible example. I sound like that was awful. But my point is it was a cool test to really make sure I focused on staying on this positive avenue and trying to do so. And frankly, I didn't curse in this record. And a lot of times I have several songs out there where I don't curse, and a lot of times it's not intentional. It just happens that way. This one was somewhat intentional. I mean, I have like slight curses, like I say damn, and I talk about weed, but I just don't swear. It was somewhat intentional. Like I let the words come. Like if the swear was natural, I would have done it, but nothing came up, and I kind of was like trying to make a cleaner song, and it happened that way. So it was just a cool test of my writing abilities and my focus to make sure that I did that and never veered off into getting sad and depressed and writing about that shit. Because I just feel like it's easier to write about sad, depressing shit for me. I don't even know what the fuck that is. And I think it's literally because that's how I started writing. So it's just been always that way. But that being said, I do have party songs. I mean, I have FWT is a party song. One Hit's a party song. Like, yeah, but they're a different style of energy that I'm going for. Anyways, that's enough about that. I just wanted to go on a quick little rant about that to elaborate more. So for any of the fans of that want to hear that, that's for you guys. I don't even know if that made any sense. But anyways, I'm going to get to what I really wanted to talk to you about today. So as I said, this is a solo episode, predominantly because I had to cancel over the weekend. And I don't even know if you want to call it a cancel. You can call it a no-show or whatever the hell you want to call it. But I've had a couple of those interview baffles where people just, I don't know, maybe they don't really want to do it. Things don't happen. It is what it is. As long as people know that I'm not reaching out to interview people specifically for my own, like I'm not doing it for my clout or for the show's clout or anything like that. I mean, of course, having better guests on, you get more views and like that's cool. But like, I generally want to have conversations with people, especially if I like your work and shit. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not doing this for me. So like, I mean, I am doing this for me in a sense because that'd be a complete lie if I said I wasn't. Like, of course, the show matters. I want the podcast to do well. I want people to watch it. But it's not like I'm not like this isn't what I'm trying to make my profession. Like, I want to do a podcast, but I'm not a professional. Like, I'm a musician. I focus on music. The podcast is something I do that's helpful and it's good. So I don't know. I find it funny when things go certain ways with that. But anyways, I do have a couple guests coming in later today. I'm actually doing 2 separate interviews later today, and those will be stacked up for the next couple weeks. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be really busy. I'm getting married next week, and then we'll be out of town the week after. So I'm trying to stack up some episodes so we got some content for you guys for the next couple weeks, no matter what. Anyways, we gonna make this a sports episode now for the next couple minutes. I want to talk about the big sports news that's going on this week. I think most of you all probably know it's all about NBA free agency. Wow, what a week, man! Sunday, I was gonna record a podcast Monday, the day after free agency, just because I was like, man, this shit was crazy, and I'm a little happy I waited because even more stuff happened. But yeah, free agency was insane. Sunday was one of the craziest days in NBA's history. And everybody has, a lot of people have attested to that. There was just so many moving pieces. I mean, shit, free agency was supposed to start at 6 o'clock. And by 4 o'clock, all this news was coming out about deals, the Kyrie. Well, the Kemba Walker thing came out like Friday. So I printed off the list of like the top 20 free agents moves and all these things. So we can kind of go through some of these. And I'm going to. I want to go through them real quick, and then I want to go through what I think the impact of the move is on the Eastern Conference or Western Conference or the whole league, and just what I think the teams will be real quick. So first and foremost, the one remaining domino to fall, Kawhi Leonard. He does his shit his own way, and I respect that. I know some cats like that who are just unique in their own right, and just doesn't matter what you say, they're going to do it how they want to do it. And I like that. So he's taking his sweet time. He's actually taking meetings all week. He's got the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Raptors all interested. So he's a huge domino to fall, obviously, because if he goes to the fucking Lakers, man, and joins up with Davis and LeBron, you'll have a real super team. That's 3 of the best 5 players in the NBA right there. But they would need to surround. I mean, I don't know how they're going to fill the pieces around. Like, they don't have enough money to fill the rest of the team with just a roster that functions. So that's the interesting thing that we're all waiting for. Now, if he goes back to Toronto, then they're probably the favorite to come out of the East again. I mean, they have basically the same squad, and he's the reigning, NBA Finals MVP with a dominant performance. So I mean, I have to think they'd be the favorite, at least to come out of the East and probably to win it. And then the second big move that actually did happen. This isn't something we're waiting to fall. It actually did happen, and it happened Sunday before the deadline when we were all expecting it, was Kevin Durant announced that he's going to join his good buddy Kyrie Irving and go to Brooklyn. So the Brooklyn Nets strike big, and the New York Knicks strike out. Not so good for them. KD thing was interesting because he tweeted or whatever that he was going to make his announcement on his network at night. And then like 30 minutes later, Wojnarowski reports that he's agreeing with the Nets. So you can't plan to announce something at 8 o'clock because the announcement is going to come out before, especially when you got these Woj bombs coming left and right. So KD to the Brooklyn Nets. Now he signed a 4-year deal, so did Kyrie. They also got DeAndre Jordan, which is a nice little move. They also got Wilson Chandler today, which is, or maybe that was yesterday, but that's a good move, man. That dude gets buckets, and I like him. You got to fill that squad up. KD is going to be out all of next year with that Achilles. So how good are the Nets next year? I mean, essentially you're swapping out Kyrie Irving for D'Angelo Russell. The rest of the roster is somewhat similar. And last year, the Nets were one of those teams that had like this surge. They were young and they were better than everybody had thought they would be. And D'Angelo Russell was the leader of that. Now, the ironic thing about that is Kyrie Irving was on a young Boston team that was supposed to be really good and did the opposite. And a lot of people blame his lack of leadership and the way he brought the chemistry together or apart, should I say. And they blame that as a factor. So like now Kyrie Irving is better than D'Angelo Russell. Like he's a better basketball player. He's won a championship. He's hit shots in the game 7 of the finals. I mean, he hit the game winning shot. I mean, so like that is all there. And he's best friends with Kevin Durant. So like you weren't gonna not do that deal. Like if you thought you were gonna get both of them, you got to do that deal. But I do think there is a chance that next year, the Nets are not as good as they were this year. I mean, with Kevin Durant not playing and Kyrie Irving coming into a new nucleus and core of people, and clearly he's shown that might not be the best as being the 1A leader. I could see the Nets not being as good as they were this year. I could totally foresee that. And I wonder how the fans would react to that. They'd all just be like, well, KD's coming back next year. KD's coming back next year. And that's true. And I heard somebody say this, which was a good point, because people are questioning whether or not KD should have, you could give him 4 years max money because of the Achilles. You don't know how he's going to come back from it. But you got to remember, he's like almost 7 feet tall, and he's one of the best shooters in the league. So even if he loses a lot of the athleticism that he might lose from Achilles injuries, that happens, he still would be like a top 10 player in the NBA just being 7 foot and shooting as well as he does. That's an analysis. I can't remember who I heard that from, but that makes a lot of sense to me because he's still so valuable at so many levels because he's so good. Great shot blocker too. So, I mean, you got to hope the Achilles injury keeps him somewhat athletic and he doesn't lose all of that. But anyways, Brooklyn will be towards the top of the Eastern Conference for the next couple of years, barring, any craziness. If they have those two guys, they'll be towards the top of the Eastern Conference for the next couple of years, I'd imagine. But I don't see them being a favorite to come out of the East or winning it, anything like that. And that brings me actually to our next move on this top 20 list is the Kemba Walker deal. So Kemba Walker goes to Boston. Essentially, Kemba Walker is just replacing Kyrie Irving. I think Kemba Walker is I think if you put Kemba Walker on that team this past year with Brad Stevens and the young nucleus of guys coming back after a good playoff run, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and you don't discourage them with the Kyrie thing, I think Kemba Walker would have been a better fit for that team this year. They would have been better this year with Kemba Walker. And I mean, like I said, I think Kyrie Irving is great. I think they would have been better with Kemba. Now, Kemba signed a 4-year deal, or it was a sign and trade, but 4-year deal with the Celtics, and that's great for him. I think they're going to be good. The problem is, I would put them towards the top of the East if they would have re-signed Al Horford. Now, Al Horford left and is now on Philly. Big pickup for Philly. He was huge to that team. Like, people forget and overlook him. He was huge to that team. He's like a glue. He's just such a solid player. So I think that is a big loss for the Celtics. So seeing however they can recover and get another good big guy down there would be huge for them. But they'll be towards the top of the East as well. But I would almost have picked them to win the East if they had kept Horford and we don't know about the Kawhi thing. That's the biggest thing. But I would almost have picked them to be close up there. And then behind that, after the Kemba thing, Klay re-signed in Golden State. Now this was a little freaky because everybody reported that he was going to sign the max deal because they were going to offer it, and that was like sweet. And then he wasn't signing it, and the news wasn't coming out, and they were waiting on the Kawhi news. And I was reading some reports that said if Kawhi signs with the Lakers, Klay's re-signing with the Warriors. If Kawhi doesn't sign with the Lakers, Klay's going to the Lakers. So I was reading all those reports, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. If LeBron played with Klay, I think that's like a perfect matchup, by the way. But I didn't want him to leave Golden State. I love the Splash Brothers. I mean, that's like the best shooting backcourt of all time. So I just keep it together the whole career. I think that'd be great. But then he posted the Leo DiCaprio from Wolf of Wall Street clip, which is so great. Yeah, it's so great. I forgot what he's like, I'm fucking staying or whatever. It's so good. So shout out to Klay. Staying. I like those Golden State boys, man, sticking together. I think they're going to really have a chip on their shoulder next year. Now, Klay's going to be out most of the year with that torn ACL, but they're going to have a chip on their shoulder next year and coming back after that to try to get back to who they were before KD. And I think that'll be interesting to watch. Now they got D'Angelo Russell, which is crazy because we all thought D'Angelo Russell was going to the Lakers after Kyrie went back to the Nets. Like it seemed like he was going to go to the Lakers and play with LeBron, go back to the Lakers because that's who drafted him. But the Warriors were able to pull off a sign and trade deal to get D'Angelo. Interesting thing is that a lot of people think that they're just using him as an asset and that he will eventually get traded. But either way, I think I mean, look, if they don't trade him, I heard a lot of people talking about that he doesn't fit into their lineup. I disagree. I think he would fit in there. I mean, he gets buckets and he does dribble and has the ball a lot, but I'm sure he can learn that system. I think he would fit in. Now they could also flip him for some more assets. They just don't have a deep team, so that might end up happening. But I mean, I think that's a good move for the Warriors. The Warriors really recovered quickly from losing KD. I thought they lost KD and then they re-signed Clay and then got D'Angelo Russell real quick. So I thought that was a good recovery from the former Dynasty Warriors, whatever you want to call them. I mean, shit. I don't anticipate them going to the finals again, but if they find a way to get out of the West again, I mean, you can't argue with any of that. All right, we're gonna move on real quick. So Kristaps Porzingis. I'm just gonna fly through a couple of these because these are like Kristaps Porzingis was already on the Mavs, but he re-signed a 5-year deal, so he's staying. So they got Kristaps, Luka Doncic for the long haul. So that's a sweet one. The Jimmy Butler deal. Now this is the big one. He's going to the Heat. In essence, I think Pat Riley loves Jimmy Butler, and he's basically being the new D Wade. Like that's what they wanted from him. Marquette guy. Really a hustle player who grinded his way up to the top and now is a superstar. Shout out to Jimmy Butler, former Bull, man. I respect that. So he signed a max deal in Miami and he will be there for the next 4 years, not 5 years, 4 years. So I don't know what that does to the Heat. By the way, I think they are still not very good. They just traded Hassan Whiteside to the Blazers. I don't think the Heat are doing much there. They'll be like a 5 seed or something like that in the East, which is whatever. But now, so sticking with the Sixers lost Jimmy Butler. That's a big loss, but they re-signed Tobias Harris and got Al Horford. They also lost JJ Redick, which is a big loss. He went to the Pelicans. He likes playing with the young dudes and just like grooming these guys into superstars, I think, because he's now going to play with Zion Williamson. So shout out to JJ. I like JJ Redick a lot. But the Sixers, I think, are, if I had to, all right, the favorite in the East, I'm going Sixers and Bucks. Because the Sixers, man, I think that Al Horford pickup is huge for them. It gives Joel Embiid a little bit of a break and a little less stress on him. I think I could see the Sixers coming out of the East next year. Absolutely. I mean, now this is barring Kawhi leaving, so we don't know. But I could really see the Sixers coming out. And the Bucks re-signed Chris Middleton. That was the biggest deal they needed to do to stay towards the top of the East. So they re-signed Chris Middleton. They did lose Malcolm Brogdon. And now he was their starting point guard. So that's a big loss for them. But they signed Robin Lopez. So the Lopez brothers are together in Milwaukee, Brooke and Robin. Like I said, the Bucks 1-2 with the Sixers, in my opinion, in the East. That it's going to be next year. Bucks 1-2. And the rest of these, I mean, actually, I just kind of mentioned the next 4 in that little brief thing I just said there. I said Al Horford, JJ Redick, D'Angelo Russell. I didn't mention Nikola Vucevic. He's re-signed with the Magic. He's on this list that I have. He is the number 10 deal out of this, and he's good, but I guess just the Magic are so irrelevant, kind of, that I'm like, that seems like a funny deal to me. I'm like, whatever. But he re-signed with the Magic, so good for them. And then, like I said, DeMarcus Cousins, still a free agent, hasn't really been getting much offers. So we'll see about that. I wouldn't be surprised if he re-signed with the Warriors for like a low sheet. Now this actually, I should have mentioned this earlier. This is huge. Bojan Bogdanovic, however, hope I said that right. He agreed to I believe it was a sign and trade, but he agreed to a deal with the Jazz. Actually, maybe it wasn't sign and trade, but he agreed to a deal with the Jazz. And the Jazz just got Mike Conley like a week before. The Jazz, a lot of people are picking the Jazz to be the top team in the West. I mean, their lineup is Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Bojan Bogdanovic, and then whoever the other guy, I don't even know who their other guy would be. Derek Favors, maybe? I don't know. Either way, that team is very good. I mean, they were really good last year. So that's a big pickup. The Jazz are relevant again. I mean, they were good before, but now they're going to be towards the top of the West like those Stockton Malone days. So Conley to Gobert, Mitchell to Gobert. That's your Stockton Malone right there. So that's what's up. That's what's up. And then Julius Randle went to the Knicks. So that's what the Knicks get. They didn't get Kyrie, KD, probably not getting Kawhi. They didn't get any of these guys that they thought they could get. But instead, they get fucking Julius Randle. And Taj Gibson and a couple others. Yeah, so they got some consolation prizes in New York. You know, the interesting thing I heard people talking about is so true is, well, see, like what teams like the Clippers and Raptors and other teams did is they filled the roster with other pieces to show these superstars that they could, you know, assemble a team that would work for them, and then put it together. Now, the Knicks didn't do any of that. They just had like a scrapped roster and were just hoping that they could get these superstars just based on being the New York Knicks. And that's didn't work out. Didn't work out for them. But they got J.R. Barrett. I mean, look. I mean, R.J. Barrett. I mean, maybe he's going to be the savior to their team, and who knows. But tough week for the Knicks fans, especially because they lost it all to Brooklyn, who is now like looking like the predominant New York squad. Squad up. Couple other notes here. They're not on the top 20 list about free agency, but Seth Curry is signed in Dallas again. So I think that Dallas Mavericks team is a young team that is going to be good in a couple of years. I mean, I just love Luka, man. He's so good. And then finally, we got to talk about our beloved Chicago Bulls a little bit, okay? We got to talk about our Bulls real quickly. Didn't think there would be much, you know, going on in the free agency for the Bulls. They're not rumblings. Nothing was really happening. We didn't think we were getting any of these stars. Wasn't worried about that. But I actually like the moves that Gar and Pax made. So we drafted Kobe White. I think he's all right. I could see this. I like he's like a change of speed guy off the bench. For now, at least off the bench, might end up being the starter eventually. Hopefully in his rookie year, that'd be great. But then we signed. He probably won't be because of these signings we made. First, Thaddeus Young. He was on the Pacers before, power forward. He's good. He can't really shoot that well, but he's athletic. He, you know, gets you like 15 and 8, maybe something like that. I think he's a good player. So that's a good pickup. Veteran, good locker room guy. Everybody said. So with the young roster we have, that's important, especially losing Robin Lopez, because that's what everybody said about Robin, was that he was a great locker room guy. And then finally, Thomas Satoransky. We did a sign and trade with the Wizards. That's not a household name. It might not be a name you know, but John Wall was injured last year, and Satoransky got to start a lot of games for the Wizards, and I watched him a little bit, especially when the Bulls played the Wizards. And, man, I like his game. He's, like, long, athletic. I remember seeing him, like, drive down the lane and have, like, a nasty, nasty dunk on somebody. So I like him. We got to sign and trade for him. We're going to have him for the next couple of years. I think that was a good pickup for the Bulls. We needed a solid point guard who can just be a starter and maybe help Kobe White as he's, you know, backing him up and learning. So I think that was a great move as Crash falls down in front of us. I think that was a great move. I'm very I'm pleased with what the Bulls did. I mean, I think we're trending upward. I think at the ceiling of the Bulls this year would be like, you know, a 7 seed probably. Like they can make the playoffs hopefully. And then you really got to hope that Lauri Markkanen starts to make the turn to be a superstar. Like this is when we find out, I think, is he a potential all-star or is he a potential like superstar? You know? So we don't know. He's definitely a potential all-star right now. Now, is he a potential superstar? That's what we're waiting to see. And that's the changes and strides we're going to see going forward. The thing is, do we trust the coaching that we have to go with it? So we'll see about that. All right. Well, that was a long update on free agency and what's going on there. But if I had to make a prediction for next year with everything that's going on here, I'm just going to go right now. We're going to do this right now. I'm going to say the finals will be Sixers and Lakers? Oh, God. That is the biggest crapshoot. It's not going to be the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers are going to make it. Nuggets? Jazz? Sixers, Lakers. You heard it here first. That's my first prediction. Sixers, Lakers. I don't even really have full confidence in that, but that's my first predictions. All right. Well, that's enough. That's what we got here. Just briefly, I'll mention sports-wise, Cubs, they need to pick it up. It's All-Star break next week, and the Cubs are really struggling right now. And the Sox are playing really well. They got 3 All-Stars, and they're trending upward. A lot of good things going on in Chicago. We're trending upwards here. And the Bears season's coming up here. It's exciting stuff. Anyways, that's my rant for today. That's my rant. I got to come on here and talk a little bit later with a couple more guests. So I'm going to do that, and stay tuned for those upcoming episodes over the next couple weeks. Thank you for tuning into The David Lopez Show. Really appreciate that. Presented by Passion Park Entertainment. Make sure to keep up with us. Go to passionparkent.com. Go to www.thedavidlopez.com. If you're in Chicago, come see me Friday night, July 5th at Uncommon Ground in Edgewater. I'll be performing. If you want to check out my new music, Beautiful comes out on Monday, July 8th. Make sure to go pre-save that on Spotify. I have the link in my bio on Instagram and all that stuff, so make sure to do that. Appreciate all the support we get from you guys. Thank you to all our advertisers and subscribers. Make sure you go get some Diamond CBD. That's fire. PassionParkENT.com/diamond if you're going to do it. And yeah, just enjoy your 4th of July and your holiday. Have a good barbecue. Enjoy some family time. Enjoy some fireworks. And just enjoy yourself, people. Appreciate you guys. And see you soon.